Welcome everybody. We're going to get started now. Either good morning or good evening depending on where you are around the world. But my name is Marcia Crippen. I'm the Education Abroad Advisor here at the University of Georgia.
I am Lucas Vasconcelos. I am the Graduate Assistant at the University of Georgia.
And we are excited to be welcoming you to campus in just a few short months. And we hope that this post-acceptance webinar will help you through the remainder of your application items and help you prepare for your arrival in August. So the agenda for today, we're going to be discussing the new items in your application that appeared once you were accepted. So it includes the questionnaires, materials, and signature documents. We'll also go over your DS 2019 request. That's really important for getting your visa, your estimated budget, and orientation information. We'll have 3 opportunities for you to ask us questions. Then we'll go over a little information about housing, student account payment, health insurance, and the meal plan. And course registration is coming up soon, so we'll discuss that as well. And then finally, our last topic will be your UGA email account.
So most of you have been officially accepted in the Go Abroad portal, and you should be able to see new questionnaire items, signature documents, and material submissions. These items are as important as the pre-acceptance items, and we strongly recommend that you complete them in a timely manner. So the questionnaire you need to complete is the UGA Exchange and Sponsored Students Arrival Questionnaire, where you're going to report your plans for arrival, day, time, and flight information, and that will be very helpful so we can provide you assistance if you need to be picked up or at odd times or something like that. The signature documents include information about how to request additional courses if you didn't get accepted for the original course requests you submitted, how to clear your holds in Athena, and how to register for housing. And as material submissions, you're going to, if you plan to attend the International Student Orientation, you're going to upload a screenshot of the payment page or the confirmation email that you receive. You're going to upload the UGA Health Immunization History and TB screening form. And if you're staying on campus, you're going to upload, excuse me, the email confirmation or the payment confirmation that you register for housing. Now, if you don't plan to attend International Student Orientation, just send us an email and we will check that item off for you.
And please also note for the health forms, we will not check that item off until your health form has been accepted by the UGA Health Center. So we will review your health form and submit it to the health center for you. And once they accept that as complete, that's when we will check it off in your application. So if your health form is still not checked off, it's likely because your health form is not accepted yet by the health center.
So one of the requirements for the post-acceptance phase is to request the DS 2019, which is the document you're going to need to apply for a student visa for the exchange program. And you're going to need this document, the original copy, to take it to the embassy in your home country. So to request the DS 2019, you're going to upload a valid copy of your passport ID page, which contains your photo and personal information, a copy of evidence of funding, and that's a form where you fill out how much you're going to be available. You're going to have available to cover the costs of the exchange program. And together with that form, you're going to attach a letter translated in English from the funding agency verifying the amount and the duration on funding, or a copy of a personal statement from your bank in your name, and the letter should be no older than 2 months. And if the statement is in your parents' name, for example, if the funds are in your parents' account, then you must include a letter from your parents stating that they're going to give you the funds to cover the costs of the program. And also, please make sure that you check your UGA email. You're going to receive an email with instructions on how to apply for the TS 2019 in the UGA email, not your personal email account.
So now for the estimated budget. This will also be sent to you in your acceptance packet, but the first item is not a requirement, but for students planning to attend the International Student Orientation, there is a cost of $395. And this is for early registration. This covers housing and the orientation for 5 full days. One required cost is your UJ student ID card. So every student must have a ID card, and that is $20. You'll obtain this ID card either during the International Student Orientation or before classes begin. There is also a international student compliance fee that all exchange students and international students must also pay to their student account. So that's $62. If you're planning to live on campus, then the fee for on-campus living is $3,419, and this also will be charged to your student account. The semester meal plan is optional, but we strongly recommend this meal plan, and that is $1,978. And that will begin before classes. I apologize that the date is wrong. It says January, but it should say August. I believe it will begin on August 6th. So you can start your meal plan then, and then it'll go all the way to the end of the semester. We estimate your books and other school supplies to be about $500. The mandatory insurance plan for international students is $870, and that is actually from August 1st until the end of December. But if you do have your own study abroad insurance from your home institution, that is possible to be waived, and we will discuss that later. And then other personal expenses we estimate at $1,150, including other meals outside of the meal plan, perhaps if you have a cell phone bill, and other miscellaneous expenses. So International Student Orientation, this is from July 31st to August 4th, and it's a very comprehensive orientation that allows students to get to know campus, get to know other UGA students, learn about the academics, learn about how to navigate around campus. And so many students have very positive feedback after this week-long orientation. And so we just strongly recommend that students attend, but of course it's not required because it is an additional fee. For students that do not attend International Student Orientation, the OIE Exchange Orientation is mandatory, and so we cover all the important information like health insurance, account payments, and immigration documents. And this date will be August 9th for the Exchange Orientation. And we'll provide more information about the locations of both of these orientations at later times. So now we're going to pause for some questions. If you want to type in a question to the chat box, and we'll try our best to answer it for you. So our first question is, if you have an American passport, do you still need the DS 2019? If you are a U.S. citizen, then you do not need to have a J-1 visa, so you do not need to request the DS 2019. When you applied to undergraduate admissions, you should have indicated what your citizenship was. So if you're in the system currently as an international student, we may have to work with Immigration Services to change that status. But just email us directly and we can make sure that everything is correct in the system. The next question is about the health insurance policy and whether or not UJ will accept your home university's policy. We will talk about the health insurance and the waiver in a moment. So after we discuss that, if you do still have a question, we'll have another question and answer slide for you to ask about. So for the DS 2019, all students are non-degree seeking J1 students when you're on an exchange. So just make sure to indicate that you are non-degree and you will be a J1 student since you are only doing a semester on exchange.
Okay, so moving on with the presentation, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the East Campus Village, which is the student dorm where you're going to stay. Here we have the registration instructions for you. You're going to access the housing website registration link, and then click on the doghouse on the right side of the website of the web page. You're going to sign in with your MyID and password. If you don't know yet your MyID password, please let us know and we can provide it to you. The MyID should be the first part of your UGA email, everything that's before @uga.edu. And you can use the same password you created for that email. And if you have trouble logging in, you can use the EITS live chat and talk to a UGA representative. Remember that their office is open 8 through 5 Eastern Time in US, and so just please be aware that it may not be open if you're at odd times. Just be aware of that. But moving on, you're going to select register for residence halls in the which academic term, which is fall 2017. You're going to use your credit card to pay the $35 non-refundable registration fee, and then you're going to stop the application after you make the payment. Other students are allowed to move on with the process, but you can just close the window. After the payment page, housing will save your information and you don't have to proceed. Subsequently, UGA housing staff will assign you to an apartment in a room within ECV, and they're going to assign you to one of the ECV buildings, which could be Rooker Hall, Vandiver, Busby, or McWhorter. And finally, please monitor your UGA email because you will receive instructions on how to sign the housing contract. And be aware that once the housing contract is signed, it is a legally binding contract. And if you break the contract, it may involve fees or penalties if you're still enrolled at courses at UGA.
And also please note that all students planning to live on campus must be registered for housing and pay that $35 fee by April 26th. So if you have not yet registered for housing, or if you're having difficulties logging into the doghouse, please let us know because in order to guarantee that you do have housing on campus, you need to be registered by April 26th. So next we'll discuss your student account payment. So you have not yet registered for classes, so currently you should not have any charges on your student account. But once you do begin to register for classes in a little less than 2 weeks, you'll see that you'll be charged tuition for those classes, and once you register for housing and your meal plan, you'll also have charges to your student account. Just note that with any tuition and fees that are charged to your account, that will be removed from your account. We at the Office of International Education have to work with other offices on campus to make sure that you receive your exchange waiver. So please do not be worried or stressed when you see a large amount of money on your student account. Your tuition and fees will be removed, and oftentimes that will not be removed until July or even August, just depending on how quickly the other offices work. But in order to make payments on your account, we ask that you wait until your arrival on campus so that we can make sure that your account is balanced and that you are clear about what you should pay and what you shouldn't pay. In order to access your account to view any charges, you can log into athena.uga.edu. Your Athena is where you can access your account but also access your course registration. And from there you'll be able to see the charges. Payment options include using a credit card, but there is a 2.75% fee for that, so just be aware. You can also use electronic check, but it does have to be from a U.S. bank account, or you can pay by cash, money order, or traveler's check in person at the bursar's office here on campus. But just remember that during orientation, both the ISL orientation and the exchange orientation, we'll be discussing this again, so don't worry once you see your charges on your account. Now for health insurance and the meal plan. So all J1 and F1 international students must have the UGA mandatory health insurance plan, but there is the option to submit a waiver, but all students must have some form of health insurance. If you are planning to enroll in the UGA plan, you will enroll after your arrival on campus. And if you're planning to submit the waiver, that will also be done after your arrival on campus. To submit the waiver, you need to bring your home health insurance plan documents in English listing the coverage of the policy, and your waiver request will be granted if your plan matches the UGA requirements. And so we will provide you with information, and there should also be information on your UGA exchange application that shows what the UGA requirements are so that you can personally compare that to your home university study abroad insurance. And as long as it meets or exceeds those requirements, then it is likely that your insurance will be accepted. But please make sure to have an insurance, a study abroad insurance, before you arrive in Georgia. Once you arrive in Georgia, you can't buy an insurance in order to get that to replace the UGA insurance. You need to make sure to purchase this beforehand and make sure that it is equivalent to our requirement. Also note that we do have payment deadlines that we'll discuss at a later date, but these payment deadlines require you to pay the UGA insurance plan even if you're waiting on your waiver to be accepted, because we need to make sure that you pay your accounts on time, and the waiver often takes 1 to 2 weeks to be accepted. So if you are waiting for your waiver when you're on campus, you'll need to pay for the UGA insurance, and then you will be reimbursed once your waiver has been accepted. But again, this information is provided in your exchange application, so you can go back and find those links to read more about this policy. As for the meal plan, like I mentioned, we recommend that students purchase the 7-day all-access meal plan, which is 21 meals per week, so you get 3 meals a day. And all of the dining halls on campus are basically buffet style, all you can eat, so there's a lot of different options for food and a lot of dietary options as well. They have vegan, gluten-free, very healthy options, but also pizza and ice cream and a lot of great food. But just note that if you are living on campus in East Campus Village, they only have a half kitchen, so it's only a microwave and a fridge, refrigerator. There is no oven or stove, so just know that you may not be able to cook as you normally do. That's why it's recommended that you purchase the meal plan. And typically on campus, there is always at least one dining hall open during holidays, so that is not something that you need to worry about. But for the meal plan, you can either choose to register before arrival on campus, but many students will wait until after they arrive so that they can try the dining halls and then choose to enroll. So now we're going to pause for another question and answer. I know we had a question right when we chose to move on for the last question and answer. So the question was about even if you're doing the whole course, do you still do non-degree? Even if you're here for a whole academic year, fall and spring, you're still a non-degree student because you will not receive a degree from UGA, you'll just receive a transcript. So all of you will be non-degree because you will not receive a UGA degree. Okay, so the next question is about housing. We did change the requirement in the material. Originally, it had said that you would receive a confirmation email because last semester that was the process. They sent a confirmation email, but this semester UGA Housing changed that and they did not notify us in time. And so instead of uploading a screenshot of your confirmation email, if you can just log into your Doghouse and take a screenshot in the Doghouse that you have paid your registration fee, then that will be sufficient. So the next question is about whether you need to fill out a roommate profile. You do not fill out a roommate profile because our office, the Office of International Education, will make your room assignments. You will not be randomly matched with other students on campus. Now UGA Housing does typically pair 2 exchange students with 2 degree-seeking students. Sometimes they're domestic students, sometimes they're international degree-seeking. But you do not need to do the roommate profile because we have rooms that we have on hold for you all, and so we place you in those rooms that have been assigned for international exchange students. So the meal plan per semester is just under $2,000. The meal plan that you see that is stating $39.56, that is for the whole academic year. And the 7-day meal plan is just under $2,000. So the next question is about selecting the term for your housing. So for students that are only attending for 1 semester, you will sign up and sign a contract for the whole academic year, but you will be able to cancel your contract in November with no penalty if you cancel by the deadline, and it will cancel your spring semester. So don't worry if you are only studying for the fall but your contract says 2017-2018 because you will be prompted in October and November to cancel the spring term of your contract.
So when you try to sign up for the meal plan, you're going to have the option to choose if you want to sign up for the meal plan for the whole for the semester only or for the whole year. And so if you want to sign up for the whole year, after you log in with your MyID and password to the meal plan system, you're going to be prompted to answer that question.
But you can always change your meal plan at a later date. You can change it before payments are due. And if you still have questions, perhaps the meal plan system has been changed and we just are not aware, so you can always email us and send us a screenshot of what you are seeing on your screen so that we can have a better understanding and hopefully give you a better answer. So the next question is about going further in the housing registration than required. I know a lot of students had a similar situation. So it's fine that you moved forward beyond the payment page. And if you were not able to get a confirmation screenshot, then just email us and let us know that you did make that payment, and we'll check that off within your application. But if you moved past the payment page, that's fine. We'll communicate with housing when we make your room assignments. So we're going to move on. We have one more opportunity to ask questions at the end. So if you still have questions, just wait until the last question and answer screen.
So this is Athena. Athena is the UGA management system that students can use to check their academic records, register for courses, and so forth. You can access Athena on the link, using the link at the top. And when you access it, you can click on login to Athena, and you will be prompted to use your MyID and password to access your personal Athena. So in Athena, we have a few holds that can be placed in your account for different reasons, and we are going to provide you instructions on how to clear those holds, because they can prevent you from registering for courses, from taking a book from the library, and so forth. So after to view your holds in Athena, you're going to log in with your MyID and password, click on the Student tab, and select the Student Records link, and then click on View Holds. And you're going to see the list of holds that you currently have in your account. These are the possible options that you may have. So first, the emergency contact hold. Everybody will have this hold, and it means that you should update your emergency contact in Athena by adding your parents or official guardian's name, information, and such as address and phone number. And so as soon as you enter the emergency contact in the system, the hold will be automatically cleared. The health center hold will be on your account until your health forms are officially accepted by the University Health Center. And it's important to note that this hold can prevent you from registering for courses. And so we recommend that students finish the health forms as soon as possible before course registration starts, or by the time it starts, so you have more chances to get into the courses that you requested. The next hold is the student acknowledgement hold. To see that hold, you can go to Athena, Student tab, click on Student Records, and then Clear Acknowledgement Hold. You will be prompted to read the instructions, and the acknowledgement hold means that by clearing the hold, you're saying that you accept any extra fees that may be charged to you if you don't pay your student account. Then you're going to clear the hold by entering your initials and clicking on Submit. And then you can clear this hold once you register for courses. It will be only placed in your Athena after you register for courses. And for graduate students, we have the graduate school hold, and then this hold prevents graduate students from registering to random courses. You can talk to your exchange program advisor at the university so the advisor can clear that hold for you, and that means that your advisor will be aware of which courses you want to take and will give you permission to register.
So now for course registration, the open registration period begins April 24th. This is a Monday. And exchange students have until July 14th to register for courses. And so you will not be able to register after July 14th because it is required that you be on campus and submit your immigration documents to Immigration Services in order to reopen your ability to register. So please note that you'll only have from April 24th to July 14th to register, but you will be able to update your course selections once you arrive on campus. By April 19th, which is next Wednesday, we will email you your specific registration instructions and the status of the courses that you have requested. So we are in the process right now of getting many courses approved for all students. We have to coordinate with the departments to get permissions for you to register, especially for courses that are upper level courses. And so at this time we are working hard to complete that. So when we give you the specific registration instructions, we will notify you whether or not a certain course is eligible for you to register for at that time, or if it is still pending, which will mean that you just have to wait until you receive the permission from the department. Please note that there is a minimum credit requirement for all exchange students. For undergraduate students, you must enroll in a minimum of 12 credit hours. For graduate students without an assistantship, you must enroll in a minimum of 9 credit hours. And if you are a graduate student with an assistantship, you must enroll in a minimum of 12 hours. These minimum credit hours are very important. It is linked to your immigration status. So if you are, if you fall below these minimum requirements, you are at risk of violating your immigration status when you're on campus. So please make sure that you are registered by the first day of classes for those minimum credit hours. If you would like to request additional courses that are different from the original courses that you requested in your application, we do have an additional course request form that is available in your exchange application. So once you start to register for courses, if you realize that you would like to make additional requests, please put them through this form. It is a different form than you originally did. And you will also have an opportunity, like I said, to change your course schedule during the first week of classes and before classes start as well. And so the add drop period is from August 14th until August 18th. And this is an opportunity for you to visit classes that you've registered for and determine whether or not you would like to still attend them, and you'll be able to change your classes during that period. But you will just have to make sure that when you are changing your classes that you still do not fall below your minimum credit hour requirement. So your UGA email account is a very important resource. If you have not yet already set up your UGA MyID and your email, please do so now, and please email us if you do have any difficulties. But the EITS website is a great resource if you are having issues. But all communication at UGA will be done through your UGA email account, and it is the official way to communicate with your professors and with your advisors. So it's very important that you start to get into the habit of using this email account. When you go to ugamail.uga.edu, you'll be able to use your MyID and then at uga.edu, and that will be your email account. And you'll log in, and you'll be able to view the homepage for the email, and in order to send us an email, you'll see up here at the top, you can create a new email, and just make sure to be checking this email account regularly Once you're on campus, you will need to check it daily, but make sure that you are sending emails to Immigration Services or to our office, to your professors from your UGA mail account. So that is our final slide. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. We'll probably take questions for about 5 minutes or so, and then you can feel free to also email us as well.
So the next question is about the housing information that you need to provide for your DS 2019. You're going to provide your housing, the ECV address on campus if you're staying on campus after you sign your housing contract. And then you can officially provide the ECV address. If you're living off campus, then you have to provide the address of the apartment complex where you're going to stay.
So if you are a graduate student, you will be assigned a program advisor within the department that you're studying. And so please make sure to email either myself or Lucas, and we'll connect you with the correct person if you are a graduate student, so that you can connect with that advisor and they can help you register for your courses once you're on campus.
To clarify about the ECV address, I can send you the official email of the ECV address where you're going to, the official address of the ECV housing where you're going to stay. Usually we discuss with the University Health Center when there are problems if the forms are not correctly filled out. They will let us know, and we will contact the student with the feedback on how to fix the problem or which health immunizations are missing.
But Marcus, I believe that your health form has been accepted, and I believe it was checked off within your application. But if not, just send us an email and we can confirm for you. The other question we had was about the meal plan. Yes, you can sign up for the meal plan for only 1 semester. If there's not an option for 1 semester, you can enroll in the 2-semester plan. You will only be charged per semester, and you can cancel your contract, your meal plan contract before your departure, so that you do not pay for the 2nd semester. So if that's the case, that it only allows you to register for 2 semesters, you will only be charged per semester, and so you can cancel in the fall and not pay for the spring. If there are no other questions, then we will be ending the webinar now, but thank you very much for attending. We will make this a video that we will send out to all students so that you can go back and use it as a reference. We will also be emailing all students our new post-acceptance handbook so that you can view additional information in there as well. But we're very excited to meet everybody in a couple months, and we hope that you are preparing for your departure soon and that you're excited about arriving at the University of Georgia. We hope you have a great day or evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.